climate change. Recently, the world leaders joined hands to take a decision in Dubai under the lead COP28 May to tackle the climate change. The majority of the things required not only in the technological sector but also improvement is required in the manufacturing sector, in the industrial sector. And one of the important change required is the process required to produce the cement. That is, the manufacturing of cement requires a lot of emissions will come out, and that will affect the environment, and that will affect the atmosphere and will create pollution. And all this improvement in the infrastructure projects, new installations will require the more usage of cement. For this purpose, there is a need of improved technology or process to manufacture the cement. The quickest way to think about emission change is to divide the challenge into 4 sectors: that the electricity, transport, industry, and agriculture. With regarding electricity, there is a solution of green power, green energy, turbines, lithium batteries, and these batteries also can be used for electric vehicles. Of course, there is a lot more to be required to be done, but the movement has started. The movement has started in electric green energy sector, and also there is a lot of activities to be required in the industrial sector. The cement and steel produces a lot of CO emissions. As much as the production of cement and steel improves, the CO emissions will improve. That will harm the atmosphere, pollution, and also it will create additional problem, means additional problem to the pollution. How to tackle this additionally created problem? So for this purpose, for this to tackle the environment problem, the climate change, there is a change of process in cement manufacturing as well as steel manufacturing is required, applying new technologies with the help of green energy. Because of cement industry, there is a 8% CO2 emissions in the planet. Once cement plants can last for more than 50 years, that means the new technology has to be replaced to the cement plant to be implemented, the change in technology to be implemented in cement plants, which will operate for more than 50 years. This makes the challenge the more harder. Then there is a fundamental challenge of chemistry, means how the electricity as well as process as well as the chemistry is also required. Cement has been around since antiquity, but it has not been the subject of significant scientific study. Cement is made of heating limestone, typically by burning coal. The use of coal produces CO2, but towards the conversion of limestone into lime. So both the products of coal and limestone will create additional climate problems. To reduce these climate issues, there needed to be a green cement production. And how the green cement production has to be with the help of green energy, but not with the fossil fuels in heating limestone, but also find ways to scrap CO that would be produced when lime is created. There are several companies trying to find innovations to solve the problem. One innovation is to create kilns that can be heated to about 1400 degrees Celsius using electricity. The required electricity can be with the help of more power grids, with the help of green energy as well as solar power, hydropower, windmills like that. But there is one Australian company, that is startup Calix. It has built a kiln where the fuel does not mix with limestone. Instead, electric heaters are on the outside of the vertical cylinder. Finely powdered limestone is dropped from the top, and by the time it falls to the bottom, many meters below, it has been turned into lime by the heat. The resulting pure stream of CO2 exits from the top where it is collected, compressed and then buried back deep underground where oil and gas were extracted from. Another idea is to use a different material instead of limestone. BEV has invested a US-based Solida and France-based Ecosem. They each use different techniques to reduce the amount of limestone to make the cement. After reaching its chemistry, they found that cement's binding properties are not fully used when mixed with gravel and water to make concrete. So they found ways to enhance that using low carbon materials. These inventions can cut cement emissions by half or more. None of these companies has yet built large cement factories. These are only in experiment stage. The few major cement companies in the world tend to be quite conservative when dabbling with new technology, partially because of profit margins on cement are often slim, but also because there is enough innovative thinking is going on. However, as the push to reduce emissions bites harder, shareholders are demanding from all companies they invest to become greener. It is getting to cement companies too, with major companies such as Heidelberg and Holcim starting to invest in new technologies. So there is a lot of demand for investments in new technology, and which requires a lot of funds and acceptance by shareholders, and and more gestation period for shareholders investments, and that also requires some patience by investors also, some sacrifice of gains by investors also. It is also true of big Indian companies such as Ultratech, Dalmia and Ambuja, which set science-based targets to reduce emissions. At COP23, industry sectors got a boost with Industrial Transition Accelerator. The group will work with cement and steel companies to help deploy green technologies at scale. Getting it all to work will require governments and financiers to work closely. The world is not making enough progress in climate goals. However, the work needed to cut emissions also cannot come at the cost of economic development that's necessary in countries like India. The best way out is to develop solutions and create a position of leadership in deploying them. That is what other countries did with solar panels, lithium batteries, and electric vehicles. There is a huge room for India to lead in another sector, including cement and steel. This is the backdrop where there is a lot of scope for reducing the usage, reducing the emissions in production of cement and steel. All the innovations are going in the primary stage. It requires a lot of investment as well as a lot of patience and gestation period, patience by shareholders and longer gestation period, which may require more and more funds for the longer period with lesser gains.